It starts quietly, almost unnoticed. No one sees it happening. You're 7 years old, staring into the eyes of a parent who's slowly falling apart. Maybe it's addiction, maybe it's anger, or maybe it's just the hollow silence of someone too broken to show up. And without words, something ancient switches on in your small mind. If I don't hold everything together, everything will collapse. That's how a child disappears, not physically, but from the inside out. They grow quieter, wiser, more careful. They learn to read the room before they dare to speak. They become the emotional thermostat of the house. And soon, the world starts to praise them for it. You're so mature, so responsible, so strong. But no one ever asks the question that matters. At what cost? That cost is the invisible grief of a stolen childhood. It's the silent mourning of someone who grew up too fast. And that wound doesn't fade with age. It follows you. Into your relationships, your work, your very sense of worth. Unless you understand what happened, you keep repeating the same survival patterns that once saved you, but now quietly destroy you. Psychologists call this parentification, when a child becomes the caretaker, the peacemaker, the protector. When they take on the role of the adult, no one else could be. And this role reversal doesn't just hurt, it rewires the brain. A child who learns too early to manage other people's emotions develops something called hypervigilance. You're constantly on alert, scanning for danger, watching your words, walking on eggshells. You learn that love must be earned, that safety is something you trade for peace. Bit by bit, you learn that your needs are dangerous and your emotions a burden. So you hide them, you vanish, and in your place, a character is born. The good kid, the quiet achiever, the one who never asks for anything. You wear that mask so well that even you forget it's there. But somewhere inside, something is still crying out. The part of you that once whispered, "Why didn't anyone protect me?" As you grow older, that pain doesn't disappear. It just changes shape. You might become fiercely independent, refusing help, pushing people away. You might never feel truly safe, even in calm rooms. Joy might feel foreign, rest might feel wrong. You confuse productivity with worth and chaos with comfort, because your nervous system learned long ago that stillness is suspicious and peace is never free. But this isn't weakness, it's intelligence, survival intelligence. A child will always choose attachment over authenticity, because being loved, even in broken ways, feels safer than being alone. That instinct saved you back then, but now it keeps you trapped. So you move through life as a high-functioning adult, capable, dependable, admired, but inside, it's still the neglected child pulling the strings. You fix everything, hold everyone together, and secretly wish someone would finally ask, "Are you okay?" You dream that one day someone might see through your strength, hold you, and whisper, "You can rest now." But the truth is, no one's coming to rescue the child you buried. That's your job now. You're the one who has to reach back and take their hand, to say the words no one ever said. You didn't deserve that. You were just a child. You can rest now. That's where healing begins, not by fixing yourself, but by witnessing yourself. By stopping the endless self-gaslighting, the "it wasn't that bad," the "I turned out fine." Because fine isn't peace, it's a mask too. When those children grow up, they often become adults who apologize for crying, who shrink when they're praised, who give endlessly but can't receive. They confuse exhaustion with success, control with safety, perfection with love. Because somewhere deep down, they still believe that being strong is the only way to deserve care. Healing means finally letting yourself feel what you never could. To cry for the birthdays that never mattered. To rage for the comfort you never had. To grieve for the innocence you lost while protecting people who should have protected you. That grief isn't weakness. It's proof that the ice is thawing. And slowly, You start asking yourself, what did I need back then that I never got? Maybe you needed someone to tell you it wasn't your fault. Maybe you needed to be asked how you were doing. Maybe you just needed permission to play, laugh, and rest without fear. And piece by piece, you begin to give those things to yourself. Not to erase your past, but to stop reliving it. That's how you stop looking for parents in your partners. That's how you stop mistaking anxiety for intuition. That's how you stop running from the child you were and begin to welcome the adult you're becoming. Carl Jung once said that no one becomes conscious without pain, and he was right. Healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. So if you're someone who grew up too fast, remember this: your maturity was never the problem. The problem was that you had no choice. But now, you do. You can choose softness. You can choose rest. You can choose to stop carrying everyone else's pain and start honoring your own. And when that child inside you comes knocking, let them in. Let them cry. Let them laugh. Let them exist. Because you were never broken, just frozen in time. And now, you're melting. You're no longer growing through fear, but through love. And for the first time, you're becoming whole.